Hey folks, welcome back to Biscuits Total War. This is Biscuits giving you another online commentary for Rome Total War. And today we've got a 3 versus 3 31k rules on the grassy flatlands. Now, big thank you for the guys who are actually taking part in this replay. I went online yesterday to actually try and play a couple of games. Unfortunately, I only had time for one game, but when I jumped onto the lobby, there was hardly anybody actually online. So big thank you to these guys that actually jumped online and decided to give me a game. Without these guys playing, we wouldn't have been able to do this battle. I wouldn't be able to do this upload. So let's have a look at the players, let's have a look at the builds, and then let's get the party started. So I've gone for 6 Praetorian Cav, 2 Archers and 12 Urbans. I'm also playing alongside Cornovii. Cornovii has gone for not a really random army like he normally does, but it's fairly average, I'd say, for most Greek builds. He's gone for 13 gold Spartans. Usually it's 14, but he's gone for 13, and then 1 armored general, something that Babu would normally bring, and then a bunch of archers. So really heavily upgraded on the old Spartans, general in the cav unit, and then the rest of the money on archers. And then the next player we've got is a guy called Hannibal. This isn't Hanny, this is a different Hannibal from the SiP clan. He hasn't been online for a very long time. He's gone a bit rusty when it comes to 31k, but he agreed to come online. I sent him a message on Steam, so a big thank you for this guy for actually taking part. And of course he's brought the Julii faction, and his army consists of 14 Urbans and 6 Praetorian Cav. Next player, the enemy, we've got the SPQR player, a guy called Spider Pig, or Ismail, I believe that's how you pronounce it, and he's gone for 6 Praetorian Cav and 14 Urbans. And Tyson Fury playing as the Brutii. Obviously he's hung up his boxing gloves and decided to play a bit of Rome Total War with us tonight, so a bit entertainment. And he has gone for, or she even, depending on if you believe it's a he or she, gone for 3 archers, rest urbans, 1 legionary first cohort, and 6 Praetorian Cav. Actually no, 5 Praetorian Cav. But quite interesting to see what the upgrades are for this Praetorian Cav. I'm pretty sure some of these are gold, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a couple of experienced chevrons thrown in there because of the amount of money saved by getting these archers. And last but not least, we've got a new guy to 31k scene. A guy called Christopher S. He's brought the Carthaginians. Carthaginians are always a tricky faction to use, especially if you're fairly new to 31k. But I believe this guy, New Spider Pig, who is the purple Romans over there in the background, and he's gone for 20 Sacred Band. Now the upgrades on this are probably going to be gold, and maybe 2 to 3 experienced chevrons, because the Sacred Band, exceptionally good unit, especially for taking on Spartans. So I believe that's the reason why he's gone for the Carthaginians, to try and counter these Spartans. But it's not the easiest thing to do, especially when you're going to go up against 2 Roman players. But anyway, let's get the party started. Let's get the replay started to see what the opening gambits are. Now, of course, I'm sure you guys are pretty sure exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to charge my army up forward, try and play a bit aggressively, try and put the Carthaginians underneath a bit of pressure, get my archers into range, and try and shoot the backs of these Carthaginians. I know I can't shoot them in the front because they've got these massive shields, but if I shoot them on this flank or in the back, I should be able to do quite a lot of damage. And all I'm trying to do is really just harass these Sacred Bands, cause them to really double check what they're doing, cause a bit of doubt, and by causing that doubt, potentially cause them to make a couple of blunders. Some archers should get into range anytime soon. There we go. First volley of arrows about to be shot off into the backs of these Carthaginians. Although I'm not going to be able to decimate entire units, I should be able to take out the odd man, and that would just cause a little bit of damage, cause a bit of a frustration with that Carthaginian player. In the meantime, my allies here are pushing forward. In comes the Greek Cornovii. And of course we've got the SiP-Hannibal. Now I'm not sure what SiP stands for. It could be I don't know, no idea what that stands for, to be honest. SiP, to me when you say SiP, I think of financial product, a SiP, but I don't really think that's what they've gone for with that clan. I don't think they're going to be talking about self-investment plans or maybe self-selected pensions. Anyway, that's me rambling on. But you can see, look, I've managed to kill quite a few of these Carthaginians. There's not a huge amount dead, but there's a nice sprinkling of dead Carthaginian bodies. I'm now going to throw in my urbans, and hopefully what will happen is some of these sacred bands will come and attack me, because my urbans should be able to beat these sacred bands, because I can just purely outmaneuver them and throw in nice volleys of peeler. Over here we can see, look, Tyson Fury is going to send his guys forward to try and engage on these Spartans. But what's happened here, the sacred band is split up into two segments. One segment's going to try and hold off my army, and the other segment's going to go towards these Spartans. Well, that's what they should really do. In comes Hannibal. Is going to charge in with a cav strike here. Really, that's probably a bit premature, that cav strike here. Shouldn't have really done that. By doing that, he's probably lost quite a few of his cav units. In comes the Spartans. They've got their pikes down. They should have guard mode off, and all they're going to try and do is just munch their way through these urbans. But the urbans have got loads of peeler, and they should be able to throw in lots of javelins, cause a lot of damage here. But what has happened, if you can notice, Cornovii should really send in all of his pike units, but he's given the enemy lots of time to try and surround and isolate these Spartans. As you can see, these sacred band are now coming around the flank. Now Hannibal is going to try and counter here, and I'm also going to try and counter here, just to make sure that we're doing okay. In the meantime, over here we can see I've swung all of my cav units to this flank here. I've got all of my archers here, and now we can see all of Tyson Fury's cav is going to come towards me. So what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to get my guys to use their arrow fire and flame attack and just shoot the backs or the fronts of these guys. I'm now going to come with a counter charge of my cav, and you'll see a nice little counter charge here. So in comes my cav. It's going to slice straight into these units here. A couple of the archer units will rout, but my guys got some really nice upgrades, and I should be able to really swing down the hammer into these Brutii units. I'm going to throw in a couple of my urban units as support. I've now got my archer fire flame attack, and that should really cause a lot of havoc and a lot of morale dropping for the Brutii units. And now you can see the Brutii units are now starting to rout. So really successful little cav charge here. Really happy with that. Now in comes Spider Pig with his cav now. What he's going to try and do is going to try and charge in here. Oh, and we've got a bit of lag going on here. Just repause that. So in comes Spider Pig's cav. What I'm going to do now is do a nice little counter charge here. So all of my cabs now going to come in for a second counter charge. I've already taken out the Brutii cav. I'm now going to take out the Senate cav. Going to charge in here. I've got all of my arrow fire into the backs of these guys, and there we go. The Senate's cav has now been mass routed. I'm now going to push forward. The general of the Carthaginians has now been routed, so I'm really chuffed with that. We managed to take out pretty much the best part of two cav units, two cav armies, and these two cav armies are really going to be imperative to try and support the Carthaginians, because the Carthaginians have now been isolated. As you can see, they've got some guys in the centre here, they've got some guys in this wing, but we've now managed to crunch through the sides of this flank here, and all I need to do is just charge in all of my cav here and really try and crack this Carthaginian nut here, try and cause a bit of a mass rout here. I know all of my units have been shot by all of these archer fire, but I can take that damage, I can take that because my guys haven't routed yet, plus my guys have got some nice upgrades, and there we go. So we swung straight through these units. Now, just to add, at this stage, the SiP clan member Hannibal is now actually being controlled by Hannibal anymore. It's now being controlled by the AI. What happened was, unfortunately, he actually dropped, and you can probably see that in the replay. The fraps frame seconds dropped there for a second, and at that stage you can see all of this dead Julii cav just decided to charge straight into these Carthaginian troops. So at this stage it really is a 2 versus 3. It's myself and Cornovii versus Tyson Fury, or aka Malta, and a new player, Christopher S. But Christopher S has pretty much been taken out, so it's now swung back into a 2 versus 2. There are a couple of Carthaginian units left, but the Carthaginian units have pretty much been isolated, and once they get isolated, there's very little that they can do. So I've managed to beat that little flank here. I'm now going to send in all of my infantry units, and we're just going to really pile on the pressure here and try and smack through as many of these Brutii and Senate forces as possible. As you can see at this stage, Spider Pig, the SPQR, is going to charge in his infantry units, and what he can try and do, what he should be able to do anyway, is really isolate, maybe peel off a couple of these urbans, actually come around this flank and try and outflank the AI, because the AI is pretty much just going to sit there. The general really could be pushed forward to try and maximise the morale boost that general will give. In comes the AI here, and the AI is just trying to cause a bit of damage as and when he can. I'm now going to put my cav units at the back here, and all I'm going to do at this stage is just wait for the perfect opportunity to charge in my units. I can see the Spider Pig now, he's seen my cav units. He's now going to charge in his airborne to try and attack my guys. What I'm going to do, I'm going to push my guys straight into these infantry units here, probably over here, get my archer fire, and now try and do some arrow fire right into these units here, drop them around. And as I said, all I wanted to try and do is just bide my time with my cav units and wait for the opportunity to charge in. I'm going to charge into this Brutii unit, cause a little bit of a rout here on this Senate unit, and hopefully cause a bit of a rout on the Brutii unit, which I've managed to do there, and that will make sure that the AI can push forward and try and get through this little gap here. Now I've got no idea what the AI will actually do, because the AI has got a mind of its own, literally a mind of its own. I'm now going to pull my cav units back here, and again what I'm going to do is just wait for an opportunity to do another little cav strike. I've seen my opportunity, and now I'm going to go for these Senate units here and try and help out the AI. In the meantime here, you can see these Spartans are pushing forward, my infantry are pushing forward, and now we should be able to cause a nice little rout here. As you can see now, look, the Brutii general is now gone, the Senate units here have now gone for that flank, and all we can do now is just fold up this flank. It's like making bread, you're kind of kneading the dough, you're kind of wrapping it up, aka Jamie Oliver style, just pushing around the flank here. And all of these units are now being isolated and surrounded, and that's pretty much GG to us. The only thing that the Brutii have got left now is a couple of archer units. I've pushed in my cav units to try and push back these guys here, and you can see the AI is doing that. They're pushing back those two cav units. There's a couple of cav units here, archer units, which I'm trying to run down, and I think that's pretty much it. I think there might be one or two Scipii Senate units left, but that's pretty much it. So I'm going to just double speed this for a few moments just while we wrap up the battlefield, and you can see all the damage that we've managed to do there. So it's been a quite decisive win there. I've managed to take on 3 players there, Christopher S, Malta, and the Spider Pig of the old COH clan. So really good game there, really enjoyed that. I've managed to clock up quite a nice amount of kills, I believe. In this one we'll see the kill count in a second, but we should just finish off these last couple of Brutii units, and there we go. That's GG to us, but really well played to the other guys, and well played to Christopher S playing as the Carthaginians. Really, it's not easy to play as the Carthaginians. It really isn't a faction that I've mastered at all. I'm pretty much happy playing with most of the other factions when it comes to 31k, but you give me the Carthaginians, and I always find it really tricky to use because they really are a good unit to use, but they're hard to use at the same time. But anyway, let's look at the kill count. I managed to clock in 2,000 kills, and that's primarily from folding in the flanks of my cav unit, and also doing a lot of damage with my peeler. If we have a look at my allies, Cornovii got in 1,294 kills. That's pretty much all from those Spartans munching their way through those urbans. Even though the AI was controlled Hannibal, he got in about 900 kills, so not too bad. Sadly, Spider Pig never really got going, got in 500 kills. Christopher got in about 700 kills, and Tyson Fury got in 1,138 kills. So a good game for the opponents there. Really enjoyed that game, and thanks once again for you guys taking part in this battle. If these guys hadn't bothered to come online, I wouldn't been able to play this game. I wouldn't be able to upload this video. So big hands, big applaud for the enemy and the AIs for actually taking part on this battle. Anyway guys, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave a little comment. I always love reading your comments and always love the feedback that you guys give me. In the meantime, if you've been enjoying this Rome Total War video, go check out my other 31k videos. I've got lots of tips, tricks, tutorials, guides, mod videos, you name it. It's all on the channel, so go and enjoy yourself. And in the meantime, I'll catch you guys soon for the next installment of Rome Total War on Biscuits Total War. All the best, and thanks for watching. Bye now.